I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I really love this album. Not sure I can definitively tell you it's my favorite Pond album, as I think the weather is just so amazing, it's really close. However, we're not talking the weather, we're talking Man, It Feels Like Space Again, so let's get right into it.
Pond has 9 total albums. However, if you're looking for their first 3, you're not going to find them on streaming services. Fortunately, you can find them on YouTube pretty easily. My favorite among the 3 is 2010's Frond. Shiny Joe Ryan recently said in an interview with Overcast Podcast that a best of Pond album with some tracks from their earlier work could be in the works. I would be thrilled if either that happened or the band was able to recover the original files and just re-upload those. This trilogy of Pond albums is really just the perfect representation for their early era. You might have heard of the mastermind behind Tame Impala, Kevin Parker, but he was also at one point a member of Pond. He has also produced 5 of their albums. On the other side, members of Pond have throughout the years contributed to Tame Impala. Jay Watson has credits on numerous Tame Impala studio releases such as Solitude is Bliss, Apocalypse Dreams, and Elephant. He also still performs live with Tame Impala to this day. The lead singer of Pond, Nick Allbrook, played bass for Tame Impala during live performances before deciding to focus his energy on Pond and solo work in 2013. And Shiny Joe Ryan has recently toured with Tame Impala, assisting the production team. Kevin Parker was the drummer on Pond's 4th LP, Beard Wives Denim. This was also the first of 5 records he produced for the band. The band would then follow with another album the next year with Hobo Rocket. Hobo Rocket and Frond honestly have many similarities to each other. Very psychedelic, but still features very well-mixed tracks that feel a little more distinct and memorable. They would carry on with that trend with LP number 5, Man, It Feels Like Space Again.
The story of how this album got its title gets me every time. It's hilarious. Apparently after eating some totally not drugs, Shiny Joe Ryan just went crazy and was running all around and stuff. And when he finally comes back, they're like, Joe, what's up? He's like, man, it feels like space again. And the other guys are just like, bro, when was the last time you were in space? Unsurprisingly, this album has a lot of space themes in it. Gee, wow, what great commentary. Where could you get that idea? I mean, it says space in the title. However, it's not the first time that Pond has traveled into space. In the album prior to this, Hobo Rocket, they ended up having a music video for Midnight Mass where they're just boarding a rocket and flying away. So Pond be like, you know, I'm something of an astronaut myself. So let's join Pond again for another venture into the great unknown with Man, It Feels Like Space Again. Also, I gotta say, this is probably my favorite album cover of all time. And it's actually the first vinyl I ever purchased. And hey, I ordered it off Amazon. I know that, you know, that's kind of a rookie mistake, but I mean, they don't always come in damaged, right? Oh no. Whew. Alright guys, I just got back from the record store. I got my brand new Man, It Feels Like Space Again. I'm gonna leave this one nice and protected in its plastic though, and I'll play with the other one. And speaking of the other one, you're probably wondering where it is, and actually I put it in timeout for being ugly. That new Man, It Feels Like Space Again vinyl might just be my most prized Pond possession. Other than the signed photo I got for pre-ordering their 9th album, 9. And when it arrived in the mail, it totally didn't come damaged either. Alright, enough with the pitter-patter, let's get at her. The opening song in Man, It Feels Like Space Again is Waiting Around for Grace.
Whoa, Levi. What's the rush?
Grace? What are you doing here?
I just heard you say you're waiting around for me. You know I have the ears of someone with really good ears.
Yes, Grace, but I was just referring to the song Waiting Around for Grace by Pond.
Oh, I love that song! I was so flattered when the band asked if they could write it about me. Anyways, I'll let you get back to your video. I just realized I left my cereal in the microwave. See ya!
Anyway, let's get back to the song Waiting Around for Grace by Pond. It is the opening track for Pond's Cosmic Classic.
Nice, he said the name of the video.
Anyways, we'd see a similar kind of intro in 2019's Tasmania.
Nobody heard me crying in my sleep. And me and the man on the frontier stacked the bodies in a heap.
Elvis's Flaming Star is a reference to an old Western movie from the 1960s. And you would never guess who stars as the main lead. Elvis Presley. It's Elvis Presley. It might be one of Pond's most replayable tracks. There's a really catchy groove that plays all throughout, with the exception of the middle of the track where it slows down before eventually picking back up again.
It looks just like the twilight of your life.
Fantastic lyrics, fantastic music video, and a fantastic lead single for the album.
For sure, one of my all-time favorite Pond songs.
When Pond was just finishing the album in 2014, Shiny Joe Ryan was also releasing his debut solo LP, The Cosmic Microwave Background. There were 2 songs to appear on the album that ended up getting shelved and added to Man It Feels Like Space Again instead. The first of them being Holding Out For You. This song does a great job slowing things down after the first 2 bangers we've heard so far. The big build up to the end of Holding Out For You is so satisfying, and I always look forward to hearing it. This, along with the other track that I'll mention later, would have definitely been among my favorites in this album, and it definitely would have drawn in more streams.
But he decided to put them in, and honestly, it makes the album a lot better. If he willingly chose to sacrifice some success for his solo record just for the benefit of the band, that's pretty awesome.
What can I say about Zon that isn't obvious from the music video? This is about as wacky as the album gets, and this song never fails to get me going. The beat is just so catchy. If you asked me a while ago, I would have told you that this was my favorite Pond song. And while it has fallen a tad, this is still one of the first songs I think of when I hear Pond. Zond was the name of a Russian space program during the space race with the United States, continuing the cosmic nature of the album. There is no better feeling than shuffling through your Pond songs and getting the surprise heroic Shart. Jokes aside, if you made me pick my quote-unquote least favorite of the album, it's probably this one. While it might not be my first pick, I really love the vocals. Joe Ryan's vocals are also very easy to spot in the background. And also the comic strip for this one is so freaking funny. I don't know, it's just like this spaceman going on an adventure and I don't know, he's looking for Planet B or something. And then he just goes, I don't know, it just gets me every time.
Sitting up on a crane, it always feels the same when we're apart.
Jay Watson takes over for the next track, Sitting Up on Our Crane. For those not privy, he, like Shiny Joe Ryan and Nick Allbrook, have a solo career. He calls his project Gum. He has a few albums out, and I cannot recommend his latest one, Out in the World, enough. It is just really good. Jay Watson's vocals are just so distinct, and his songs are always so well crafted. This song is one of the more psychedelic ones in the album, and this is an incredible song to zone out to. The drop halfway is also very amazing, and the music video is also a precursor to the Paint Me Silver music video, and both of them make me very uncomfortable. Is it just me, or does the beginning of Outside is the Right Side have me thinking I'm listening to some Tame Impala song every time it comes on in a shuffle? Not particularly one I go back to frequently, but this song is just very upbeat, groovy, and the music is my favorite part. However, this song is not good advice when it's February.
Hey there, sorry I'm late. You would not believe.
The weather.
Babe, I swear to you I'm not cheating on you with the weather. It was just that one time. Look, I know things just got a little awkward, but I mean, you guys are still both here, so if you're down, I could just play both of you guys at the same time. Damn it.
Been walking in circles so long. My head is spinning, directions gone.
Shiny Joe Ryan returns for the second to last track, Medicine Hat. I will never forget going on a camping trip with my friend about 2 years ago, and we were just sitting by the campfire and this song came on in a shuffle and it was perfect. Joe shows another example of a song with awesome build-ups and having really satisfying outros. It is incredibly difficult picking between this and Holding Out For You if I had to choose which I liked more. They make this album so much better, and I love when they switch up the vocals from time to time. Gives their releases so much more depth. We enter the end of our journey with the legendary title track. It is the longest song and quite possibly the strangest music video. Scratch that, nothing is topping the brilliance of Zond. However, this song starts out relaxing with the intro featuring multiple members of the band giving their vocals for this one. Then it kicks up and gets really groovy and upbeat before letting this album go out on a slow note, ending one of my favorite albums of all time.
And that's Man, It Feels Like Space Again. I don't know, I just love it. I think it's, a great listening experience all the way throughout. If you're looking for a good introduction to Pond, you can do a lot worse than Man, It Feels Like Space Again. I'm sure that you'll find a few tunes on this album that you get hooked on, and then you might find yourselves really loving the whole thing. I think it sometimes gets left out of the conversation for Best Pond Album. And I alluded earlier that I might like The Weather slightly more, but it's very close. Anyways, if you guys have listened to this, let me know what you guys think. If not, I highly recommend you check it out. Next week, I'm going to be covering a different band, but I guarantee you I'll be covering The Weather at some point. And honestly, I'm looking for any reason to listen to this album again, so it'll probably be soon. Once again, hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you guys next time.